Hello everyone, Treecks here, and welcome back to the Legend of Zelda, part 11 and part 3 of the second quest. Last time we entered level 3, which is a very short and simplistic linear dungeon, as you can see by the map, and I stopped while getting that map. Good little landmark, since the 20-minute mark passed the moment I did. That has not happened the moment I entered the dungeon, that's the reason I did that kind of. Something that might happen a little bit more often in later Zelda games, when dungeons become a little bit longer, and therefore doing them in one episode is going to be a little bit impossible. And then I also might decide to use dungeon items like the compass, the map, the dungeon item itself, or the big key or anything, to use those as landmarks to stop. But for now, dungeons are pretty short, but could still be too long. In case some other business was also present in that same episode. Okay, here we have the reason why you wanted to have the bait, or the food, or the meat, call it whatever you like. There's multiple names for it in different translations that this game has gotten over the years. And in all honesty, it's not even required. Yeah, for 100% it is, because it will give you something, of course, but not something you need to beat the game actually. This is all for the magical Boomerang. The level 2 Boomerang is hidden behind the Grumble Grumble room, or the monster that needs the food in order to access it. And that's all that is here. So let's beeline our way back to the entrance, so we can get to those two rooms we see on the right of the map, where the staircase to the rooms on the left of the map are, where the boss is, obviously. All optional. If you're just going for clearing this game, you can skip this section entirely and go to this room immediately. Oh, this is going to be annoying. I have not reached my first bomb upgrade yet, so I'm not allowed to miss a lot of them. I have 8 bombs max, so killing all 3 Dodongos is going to require 6 bombs at least. Assuming I don't miss any. Okay, there's one. Oh, there's one miss. It can be tricky. This is what I mean. Even when you think you have the Dodongo in your pathway, the moment you lay your bomb on the floor, they suddenly change direction. It can be so annoying. Okay, there we go. Heart container get. As you can see here, even that is not technically required. You do want the heart container, I presume, so you're definitely going to want to kill them. But, oh yeah, of course, need to kill the enemies. Which is all wall masters here, I see. Where are you? Wall masters can be annoying because you're dependent on how they spawn and everything. And they don't always want to. And again, getting grabbed by these guys is also not that big of a punishment, because we're really close to the entrance still. Extra emphasizing how easy this dungeon is in comparison to other second quest dungeons. This one definitely is a joke. But trust me, it's the only one. Not going to be the case for all of the dungeons. I did promise the dungeons are a lot harder in this version, but it does not apply to all of them. Dungeon 3 is definitely a joke. You can kind of compare this one to level 2 of the original adventure. In the original adventure, the second dungeon was pretty short and joke-like. Okay, and there we go. Triforce of Wisdom piece get. And seeing how this dungeon did not give us any new equipment to do something overworld-wise, we can immediately go to level 4. Level 4 is actually located in the north end of Death Mountain, let's say the Lost Mountain section. Remember, in the first adventure, when you went to the northern part of the mountains, you actually had some section where you needed to traverse a couple of screens upwards. A screen that looped around. That same location is where we're heading towards now as well. Okay, money-wise. There is still a couple of things I need to buy. Get you guys out of the way. What do I still need? I still need another bait. Or food. Because, like I promised earlier, there is another dungeon coming up where another one is going to be required. I'm pretty close to a gambling game, so I might start gambling quickly. Ah, thank you. Okay, I'm going to leave it with that. I'm not going to chance any more than that. Any bit of money I can find, I can use. And also still need to buy the potion, of course. Not technically required for 100%, I know, but it is nice to have, because the later dungeons can get pretty tricky. So, definitely likes to have some backup at some point. I don't really have a potion shop nearby right now, so I'll just go to Dungeon 4 and hope to survive. But anyway, here we are at the Lost Mountains. A place that loops around no matter what direction you go, with the exception of the western location. But just like in Adventure 1, let's just go up here 4 times, and once you do that, you'll reach the top of the mountain. However, unlike in the first adventure, the dungeon is actually not located here. As you can see, it is a fairy fountain now. But there is still a dungeon here. Where did they hide it? You see all these rocks on the screen? One of these rocks you can actually push. Once you have the power bracelet. Okay, there we are. And a staircase will appear here. The game tricks you to think you need to go to the Lost Mountains again, but this time actually the screen itself is where the dungeon is hidden. Level 4. Okay, let's go. I know this place is a pretty nasty reputation because of one tricky location of a treasure. That's all the way at the end, so I don't have to talk about that now. But this is the first time that dark rooms are going to appear in dungeons again, so let's try not to get annoyed by these bubbles. There's still not the new variant. I know they are going to come up eventually, but these are not the ones quite yet, I see. You can recognize them by the fact that they are red and blue. These ones actually, yeah, you can say are a little bit grey colored. They have, they don't really have a color as their color. The upgrades of these guys are actually recognizable as red and blue bubbles, and those are pretty annoying. Oh, speaking of annoying, Dick Dogger. But luckily this one does not have too many turrets around it. So this should be easy. I know in later dungeons the second quest makes it a habit to give you a Dick Dogger and then have 4 turrets in the corners of the room that shoot constantly at you. Those can be pretty annoying, but this one only has 1 turret. Oh, sorry, 2. Did not see that second one fire yet, but now it starts firing. Okay, there we go. Open up the door to the west. The one we need, the whole reason why I defeated that guy. Oh, this is annoying. Pulse Voice and Dark Nuts. I can think of better ways to spend my day. I do think I want to kill these guys, but because I'm pretty sure this room does give you a prize. And I don't mean rupees with that, even though I also still need rupees. Still need a potion to buy and some more bait. And perhaps even a shield if my current shield gets eaten by like in the future. You may never know. And of course the bump upgrades that are also going to come up. Don't think that just because the first quest had a couple of bump upgrades every once in a while in dungeons, that the second quest is not going to have them. Those are also going to be present. I'm not too sure if this dungeon already has it, but might also be the next one. Okay, I was correct, the compass is here. So we can see where we're heading, even though we don't really have the context of how to get there, because we don't actually have a map to see it. Here we can actually see the red and blue bubbles. The blue ones you can touch. Those basically work the same as the regular ones we've seen. The red ones you don't want to touch. The red bubbles will actually stun you indefinitely until you heal yourself, leave the dungeon, or touch a blue bubble. They work really weird, I know, but trust me, you don't want to touch those red bubbles. Yeah, and don't ask me about the random Aquamantis that is here. This room. I'm pretty sure there's a staircase here, but we need to defeat all of the enemies first before we can make that appear. We can already hear the boss of this place. We can, we're in the room next to it, but we can't reach it from here, so I don't think that we're already close to being done to this place. But the room to the right is actually where the boss chamber is. But of course, we can't reach it from here. Unlike Dungeon 3, this place is not that easy. Die, please. Oh, now you give me a stopwatch. Okay, now to find out which of the blocks will give us the staircase. Can be so annoying sometimes. Nope. What should be the final one? Oh, there we go. Not the final one. Okay, let's get to the item. The Book of Magic is here. So let's pick that up. Okay, and let's move on. I'm pretty sure there's also a hidden room to the top here. And there is. Okay, indeed. This is indeed where a bump upgrade was. I was kinda doubting whether it was level 4 or 5, but it was level 4. Luckily I have the money for it, so... Let's just continue over here. Here in the second quest, most of the rooms you can traverse by either bombing the walls or just walking through them. So knowing your route through these places can be a little bit tricky because of the dungeons being quite large. But also giving you a lot of possibilities to go everywhere. So usually I think that second quest dungeons are not that hard to remember where to go, I think. Because multiple rooms you want to go to, if you remember where the dungeon items are and everything, multiple of those rooms can usually be reached through multiple routes. That's something I can definitely appreciate here in the second quest. If you think, oh, I want to go over here, you can just usually go through walls by either just walking through them or bombing them. You don't really have to work your way around them in most cases. Oh, I need you. Thank you. Because I was getting close to dying again. And here was me thinking I could do this without some medicine with me, but... of course, this remains tricky. I want to go over here. Because we're still looking for the map. And I'm pretty sure that is this direction. I really don't like Paul's voice. It takes way too long to die. The jumping around is way too unpredictable. And the fact that the recorder doesn't work on them to kill them is also blasphemy. There we go. Oh, this was for a key. Okay. No, I can't walk through this one, so let's bump this one. Bam. There we go. Like I said. Oh yeah, this was the rupee room. Why do I remember some of these rooms being there, but why do I don't remember what these rooms actually have? No, there's actually one of these rooms. We're going to see those in the future as well a lot. Where you have to push a block in order to get to a certain direction, and if you want to go another direction, you actually have to re-enter the room from a different direction. These rooms can be quite annoying. It's Nintendo's way of making traversing these places a little bit tricky. Because even Nintendo realized, because of all the all the walls you can bump and just walk through, traversing the dungeons can be a little bit easier in some cases, but they solved that by making those rooms. But you usually can only approach from one direction if you want to go in a certain direction. Because the block you have to push actually locks you out of one direction every single time you try to go anywhere there. I don't know if I agree on all these blue dark nut rooms. Blue dark nuts are so annoying. But I should be able to handle them after playing this game for a couple of years. Okay, another one. Give me your map. I know you have the map. And I want it because it's 100% playthrough, and I think getting all the dungeon items is a part of that. So even though, me personally, I don't think I actually need it. Got the maps of these places in my memory, most of them anyway. There we go. We find out this is the D dungeon. A couple of the dungeons actually are shaped after the letters that spell Zelda, as I explained last part. And this is the letter D. So we're getting most of them quite early. Okay, let's go up this time. Because we are, of course, on the hunt for a staircase once again. Of course, we never just have a straight pathway to the dungeon boss. Oh, really? Ugh. I don't have the step ladder yet, so there's no way to get that. Mean trick, game. Very mean trick. And speaking of mean tricks, there's actually another very mean trick coming up. That's also new here in the second quest. Say hello to leave your life or money. In order to progress through these rooms, you have the choice to leave your life or your money. If you choose to leave your life, you actually lose a heart container. You would be stupid to do that, because there's no way to ever get that heart container back. So make sure you have enough money and just pay the 50 rupees. It is never worth it to just leave a heart container behind. And don't think that the heart container is going to appear again somewhere in the world. It does not work like that. If you leave a heart container, you lose one of your hearts and you will never get it back. Very, very mean trick. So make sure you have 50 rupees here, because paying with your life, you would be a fool to do that. Unless you're going for a one heart challenge, which I know is a thing. Oh, here we go. Dig darker with 4 turrets in the corners. That can be tricky. There's a lot of stuff being shot at us right now. The boss is also moving fast, so usually I end up losing at least half my life here. I don't think that would be a surprise. Oh, thank you for the heart. Come on. There we go. Bam! And it is still time for mean tricks, because we are done with the dungeon. Heart container get, Triforce piece get. No. Let me tell you this. We're not done yet. The game has one more mean trick in this dungeon. If you look at the map, you will see that there's a couple of rooms to the north of the Triforce room. We can continue in this dungeon even further, even though we are at the Triforce piece room. And trust me, this is actually required to do. Don't think that there's something optional hidden here. That the dungeon is just going to have some extra goodies for the ones who are brave explorers, you might say. And I only have 1 spare bomb, so I definitely need to be careful for these dodongos. There's actually a required item hidden in the rooms behind the Triforce piece. So I hope this dungeon finally shows why the second quest is definitely this game's hard mode. Not just tougher enemies, more enemies in trickier locations, but actually also puzzle-wise definitely a lot trickier because of hidden stuff like this. It would be nice if it don't die here actually. Because I did beat the boss already, but come on. Definitely don't want to do this all over again. Ah. Okay. Concentration. I'm going to cheese you through the wall. Bam. Okay, thank you. Some relief. Okay, where's the staircase? The room to the left will lead nowhere. So we need to find the staircase. Oh, there we are. Because this place has one more dungeon item hidden for us. The Book of Magic is not the only one. The Raft is also here. Hidden behind the room with the Triforce piece. First time players, impossible to find, I think. The only hint is the fact that if you look at the map close enough, you will find that you have missed a couple of rooms that you cannot reach from the, let's say, north end of the dungeon. So therefore you eventually start trying to go through the northern wall of the Triforce piece room. And yes, that's indeed how you get there. And there's an item hidden there. This game's second quest definitely loves its tricks. But of course, once you know that, It is no longer a problem. Okay, what else can we do? You know what? I got a little bit too close to dying a couple of times again. I am going to buy some medicine, finally. Now I think I definitely need it. But I'm gonna need money. I'm gonna need money. I now have money. Okay, let's find ourselves a potion shop. I think there's one over here. To the right. Die, please. Oh, full health. Hell yeah. It's been a while. Okay, this should be a potion shop. If I remember correctly. Nope. There should be some... Okay, I think it's a hidden cave in this screen actually then. I do remember there's something potion related here. There we are. I was almost correct. 68 rupees, it's a lot, but worth it. It is so worth it. And now that we're still in the neighborhood, let's go get ourselves the next heart container as well, because we have the raft now. It was really well hidden, but we still have it, because I know it was there. And that opens up another heart container location, and that's the one over here. In this shrine, we will find another old man, which will offer us medicine or a heart container. We of course want the heart container. Medicine we can buy, heart containers we cannot buy. And... oh, 22 minutes. That means we're done. So, we're going to continue next time. And that will be tomorrow. I was still planning on doing this game in 1 week. I am in all honesty thinking I'm not going to make that, since this is already part 3, but I will try. Thanks for watching. Treecks out.